Hey guys, if you are human, you have probably experienced an extended period of time in your life when you have been upset. And by upset, I mean any combination of sad, angry, lost, confused, hurt, depressed. And I don't mean clinical depression. If you have that, you should probably go see a doctor because they can help you a little bit more than this video can. This feeling of being worthless may have been caused by a best friend stabbing you in the back, your parents making you feel worthless, doing poorly in school, a grandparent dying, or anything in between. I have had my fair share of times where I have been upset for longer periods of time, and I just wanted to share with you guys some advice and some things that I think are good to keep in mind when you're not feeling so great. Being able to think clearly and rationally about your situation is what can really help you get through it, whether it's coming to terms with the fact that everyone dies, or figuring out how to approach your best friend about what they did, or realizing that one bad grade is not the end of the world. You have to be rational in order to reach some kind of resolution. One of the things that makes it really difficult to be rational is sleep deprivation, which can easily happen when you're upset. You know, you lay down to go to sleep, and all of the distractions of the day are gone, and you just start thinking about it, and all of a sudden it's 4 in the morning and you've been crying for 4 hours, and it's a mess. One of the ways around this is to make sure you're really tired when you go to bed. If I know that I'm upset and I'm going to have trouble sleeping, I like to try to make sure that my day is going to be somewhat busy and active. I also really like to go to the gym and not really worry about how long I'm there. Just get on the elliptical or treadmill and just go until I can't go anymore. And it doesn't even have to be vigorous exercise. Like, you could get on the treadmill and walk really slowly for like an hour or two. The point is to make sure that you're physically tired so that when you try to go to sleep, you can actually fall asleep. And for me personally, in general, going to the gym is very cathartic, and it gives a sense of purpose, which can also be really helpful in itself. Another thing you can do to help yourself get to sleep is to make sure you have time to calm down before you try to go to sleep. So don't do anything that will make you more emotional right before you go to bed. For example, for some reason, when I am upset, being in the shower makes me more emotional.
It's the only place you can't see my tears.
So when I shower, I like to make sure that I have something to do afterwards, even if that's just watch TV with some friends for half an hour before I go to bed. So you know, another example would be if you just lost your job, maybe don't look at your bills right before you go to bed. Another key thing to remember when you're upset is to take care of your body. When you're already feeling bad mentally, making yourself feel bad physically as well really doesn't help too much. So what does taking care of your body really mean? There's some obvious things, like if you're really angry, don't punch a wall. But I think there are 2 other things that are kind of important to keep in mind. First thing is try really hard not to eat your feelings. I know it's really difficult, and I know I'm definitely guilty of it. Last time I was upset, I ate like 6 cinnamon sugar muffins in an hour, and let me tell you, it did not help at all. All it did was make me want to throw up from eating so much sugary junk food. The second really good thing you can do for your body is drink a lot of tea. Tea is key. Or I guess any warm liquid would work, but I have like 20 different kinds of tea sitting right over there, so like tea is kind of my default. But basically the warmth in tea helps relax your body, and also it's really good if you've been crying a lot because it will soothe your throat muscles. I remember one time a few years ago I was really upset, I think, and I was crying a lot, and one time I cried so hard that I like pulled a muscle in my throat. That wasn't fun, but like tea can help soothe things like that, so tea is key. Tea is key. Drink your tea. Another piece of advice I have if you are upset is to make sure you're doing a lot of things that are engaging your mind. So maybe forget about your laundry for now, because folding clothes definitely doesn't distract you from whatever it is that's upsetting you. So, you know, go to the library and find a good book. Go shopping, do a drawing, watch Netflix, go hang out with friends, even if the only thing that you can get yourself to do is sit in the corner and listen to their conversation and nod along. And if you know this problem is going to be ongoing, and you don't have much control over it, for example, if your parents are just starting to get a divorce, it might be a really good time to pick up a new hobby or start a long-term project that you can turn to whenever you're feeling particularly upset. Having this distraction and having a fun thing to focus on gives you a break from whatever it is that's upsetting you. And this might sound like running away from your problems because it definitely won't fix them, but I guarantee you it's a lot better to go out and do something instead of sitting in your room all day just thinking and thinking about it, because it gives you a chance to take a breath, and distance yourself from the thing that's upsetting you so that you can think about it more clearly and rationally. My final piece of advice for this video is that once you can think rationally and clearly about your situation, try to identify exactly what it is you're feeling. For example, if someone in your family just died, you might identify what you're feeling as grief, as just one emotion, but it might be composed of sadness, a sense of feeling lost, and also anger at them for leaving you. And it's important to identify these components of your overall emotion because it can help you deal with them individually. One of the best ways to figure out what you're feeling is through attempting to write down your emotions. So maybe if one person specifically upset you, write a letter to them explaining why. Don't send it though. That could go really poorly. Maybe take notes in your journal or write a really long ranty Tumblr post about it. I have done that a lot. That is my go-to method. And you know, it really does help me. If you're trying to write everything down and you realize that you don't understand what you're feeling well enough to be able to articulate it in writing, you should talk to someone about it. And I recommend not talking to people that you know personally, because that can be very intimidating and make you feel very limited in what you can say. Tumblr and Omegle, I think, are very great places to rant to people about what you're feeling, as long as you don't give away too much personal information. But when they ask you questions about your situation, it forces you to think about things from a new perspective, and really identify how you feel. The more people you talk to and the more times you explain your situation, the more clear to you it will become. So yeah, that's the advice that I have for you if you're not doing so well. I hope it was helpful, and I hope that if you watch this video because you're in a bad place, that whatever it is that's putting you there goes away and that you get better soon. If you guys have any more advice for people that aren't doing so well, please leave it down in the comments below and we can all help each other out. I'll see you guys soon. Bye. Thanks for watching my video, guys. On the right there's a link to my previous video, and on the left there is a link to a previous advice video I did about toxic friendships and how to deal with them. So check that out if you want to, if it's relevant to you, or if you just want to see more of my face. Please like this video if you liked it and share it with people because it could help people. And subscribe if you're new. Bye. Try really hard not to eat. Erg. Stop sending emails, mother.